The story starts with the hunter, Arian Vincent, waking up to the cries of a baby. Unfortunately, there was no baby in his house, as Arian Vincent and his wife could not have a child. He thought it might be some intruders. If they were there to rob his house, they were pretty unlucky, as they had landed in a hunter's house. Since the thieves dodged all the traps and hid their presence, Hunter deduces that these thieves were not some ordinary thieves, but still they won't be able to trick his ears. The hunter followed the sound, which led him to the stables. There was no one there. He wondered that ever since he was told that they couldn't have a child, he had been hearing phantom sounds and thought it might have been a delusion. Suddenly he saw a sleeping baby on the grass. He immediately picked him up and started checking his heartbeats. Hearing the sounds of heartbeats, he felt very relaxed. Suddenly, his wife arrived on the scene and asked him if something was wrong. She was shocked to see the baby in his hands. Vincent too was not sure from where the baby came, but at last, he decided to adopt the baby and told her that this baby was theirs. The story shifts to 12 years later. The baby was named Arian Chiron. Chiron was sitting under a tree reading a storybook of a mage who helped the village out of every problem using his magic skills. While he was busy reading a book, his dad Vincent arrived. He took him in his arms and started playing with Chiron. Vincent had finished chopping wood, so now they were heading home to eat. On their way home, Chiron asked his dad about how someone uses magic. Vincent had no clue about that, so thought that he might have given him the wrong book. He told him that there was not much to magic. According to him, if he could take down a bear with a single arrow, or if he could fell trees with a single axe swing, that would be magic. On their way home, some children started talking ill about Chiron. Since he was adopted, he always used to read books even when they asked him to play. The other kids considered it weird. He was so scrawny and looked nothing like his father. It was all heard by Vincent, which made him furious. But on the other hand, Chiron was lost in his world of magic, so he didn't pay any attention to that. On seeing how calm Chiron was, Vincent was relaxed and offered Chiron a visit to the city to buy him his favorite fruits. Deep down, Vincent felt sorry for lacking as a father. He didn't care about what anyone said, as Chiron was his son. On the other hand, Chiron was curious to know more about magic. The next day, they went to the city in the countryside of Thormia Kingdom, Craze. For the first time, Chiron had visited any city, and because of this he was too excited. The city was full of people and was very much lively as compared to their village. Vincent told Chiron to wait at the store of Martin's grandpa until Vincent could finish his business. He also reminded him not to go into shady alleyways and not to run into nobles either. Chiron already knew about it, and told his dad not to worry, and soon Vincent left the place. At the store, Chiron helped Grandpa in writing the price tags. Grandpa was amazed to see that at such a young age he could write so well, while his grandson, Martin, was still the town troublemaker. Chiron asked the grandpa if he knew about magic. First, Grandpa could not understand his words and misunderstood magic for traffic. Chiron corrected him and further asked how someone uses magic. For Grandpa, the magic was the interest pipeline of children. Grandpa really didn't know much about magic, but he directed him to a bookstore that contained lots of books on magic. Grandpa told him to come back after checking it out. Chiron ran towards the bookstore. Grandpa used to read fairy tales when he was a kid too, and he started to read the book that Chiron was reading. On opening it, he found it strange as it was not an ordinary book but couldn't understand more. Chiron had reached the bookstore and was about to get a book from the shelves but was stopped by the owner in the midway. Those books were expensive, and were not meant for peasants. They were not the same as the life books they sell at a general store. Suddenly head butler arrives at the store and asks for the books that he ordered. While the owner was talking to the head butler, Chiron grabbed a book and started to flip the pages fastly as if he was reading like a robot. He came out of the store and wondered where his dad got all those books, as books are expensive as told by the owner. He saw a person carrying a box full of books and wondered where he was taking them. He immediately ran towards him and was shocked on seeing the man emptying the box to a dump yard. He finally got the place where his dad was getting his books from. He then heard two noble ladies talking to each other. Fascinated by them, he wondered what was the difference between them and him. He followed them, but to his dismay he was stopped by the guards on the way. The guards told him that this wasn't the place where kids like him should roam around. Beyond that door was an area only nobles could access. Guard questioned him about his identity and where his parents were. The other guard found him suspicious as he didn't look like a kid that lives in those parts to him. So, he thought Chiron to be an orphan and might even be an errand boy for bandits. While the guards were talking, Chiron fled from the place, leaving his jacket in the hand of the guard. The guards immediately started looking for him. When the guards were gone from the area, Chiron came out of the bushes. His one shoe was left behind near the wall. He went to take it. On reaching there, he heard someone lecturing about the magic. That place was a magic academy. He stood there to listen to it. The students asked the headmaster to shoot fire, but the headmaster told them that they would get in trouble if a fire was started inside the school. However, if they got his question right, he would show them some magic. The headmaster asked the students about the most important talent when it comes to learning magic. Some students said knowledge while some said hard work, but these were not the correct answers. This made Chiron wonder, if it was not knowledge or hard work, then does one have to be a noble for using magic? The headmaster told them the answer: it was insight, which made students further question him on insight. The headmaster explained the meaning of insight and added that they don't need to learn it because magic was a law that existed in the world from the start. The peoples were able to feel and accept it whole through insight. Chiron, on listening to the answer, wondered if that would make someone a genius. To that, headmaster replied affirmatively, and if he honed his talent, he could also become that kind of mage. Chiron was astonished at the statement, and wondered if such an opportunity would ever present itself to him. The headmaster asked Chiron to speak his thoughts. On listening to it, Chiron was stunned as to how he could notice him being outside the wall. He wondered if he should run or answer. But he already knew this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn about magic. If he didn't climb the wall, he would regret it forever. After deciding, he started to climb the wall and was stunned on seeing the insides of the Magic Academy. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for the next part.